Shut up, it's Dan and Seb time. Just talking with Dan and Seb.
I'm Dan.
And I'm Seb. And today we're joined by...
No one.
Mark McGowan. Come in, buddy.
My buddy, come in, Mark.
That was a joke, by the way.
He's not here.
But well done to Mark McGowan for winning the Labor...
the
Premier...
The WA state election.
No surprise there.
No surprise.
What was surprising is the Liberals...
They got... the landslide is actually insane.
They went from 13 seats
to 2, but it's a predicted 3. But Labor is going to have 52 seats, and you need 30 to win. So they've got way over the majority. Like, WA is just red WA.
It's so well done to our Labor kings. We thought this was going to happen.
Yeah.
It did.
You got to talk about that, the photo of Mark McGowan, the big poster that was on Scarborough Beach Road.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, if you want to put it up on the screen.
I might chuck it up on the screen.
So if you only listen to it, then too bad.
Then stop listening now, go onto the YouTube channel and go back to where you were, like the time code.
They've actually replaced it. So there was a billboard I saw every day on the way to school.
Oh, actually, sorry, before we do this, we just have to acknowledge we only have one camera this week. It's my bad.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, so there's only one this week, but I hope
we've had the most hectic week this week.
It's been a very busy week. We'll get into that in a sec.
It's been just exhausting.
It's been a very exhausting week. It hasn't ended yet. It hasn't ended at all.
Anyway,
don't mind me. I'm just going to eat my pie. It's my breakfast. This is a really early recording of an episode.
Ooh.
It's only like it's barely 9 o'clock.
So that might be why the lighting is kind of semi bad.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of things going on this week. Keep going, Mark McGowan poster.
So there was this big billboard on the way to school that I see every morning, and it said keep WA strong by voting Labor or something. I don't know. I get it up and read it because it was someone had graffitied all over it,
and it was really funny. You showed me the photo.
It was very how do I put this? Contradictory.
Yeah, it clearly shows
Mark McGowan and Labor will keep WA strong. So it said that and it had a photo of Mark McGowan. And then someone graffitied over it, Mark McGowan and Labor will keep wanting more power. And then it had a little dash and it said lockdown lies.
Yeah.
So some
and it's got
stingy dude.
The photo will be sort of just here, probably.
Yeah. And they also graffitied a Hitler moustache onto him, and then next to him,
the communist,
the Soviet hammer and sickle, which is a bit, it's silly.
It clearly shows that the intellectual person that did this really knows their stuff.
I mean, I can see both the Soviets and the Nazis were both.
Don't try and rationalize it.
No, but they were both authoritarian.
Yeah, but
on the left-right scale, they were very against each other, but I guess they were both authoritarian, and that's what they're talking about, more power.
No, I don't. I think they're just stupid.
I think they are. Don't
try and rationalize it.
They should have just committed to either one of the symbols, but they had to put both, and it just made them look like idiots.
This pie is really good.
But then they replaced the big billboard with a billboard that said don't let Zach Kirkups and experienced Liberals run the country, and then someone graffitied over that one again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they crossed out the IN in inexperienced to make it say experienced.
What a genius!
What a cool guy.
What else? Oh, speaking
that was Zach Kirkup.
That was
he got the spray paint.
He went there and speaking of Zach Kirkup, he lost his seat, so I guess he's no longer leader of the WA Liberals.
Well, you think?
Yeah. What else has been happening this week?
We've got to talk about our puppets.
Oh, we do have to talk about it. I want to talk about last week's episode because I just want to say welcome to all the newcomers because there are a few of you now. Last week's episode.
Because Zane quite generously helped promote.
Zane did a lot of promoting and we, shout out to Zane. Maybe he'll be listening to this. He did, he gave us a big help with promoting his episode.
Thank you, Zane.
So, we almost 500 views are out, which is a lot for us at this point. So thank you to everyone that watched that episode. Hopefully some of you are sticking around.
Hopefully it can only grow. We've got some big names coming up. We swear.
We keep saying that, but we do swear.
Well, we've been very busy recently with a musical. We were actually recording this at 8:30 a.m.
No, it's not. It's a bit later than that.
Oh, is it 9 now? or
Yeah,
something?
I'm going to be late for rehearsals, so
Shout out to George Sakasiris.
shout out to George Sakasiris. Apologies for being late to rehearsals. What else has been had? The big...
Oh, boss man, that pie looks really good.
You want a bite of my pie?
Yeah.
You can have a cheeky bite of my pie.
I mean, I did let you have some of my salmon.
Hey, you got to eat it out of my hand. Go. Nice. It's good pie.
That's so good.
Yeah. Now, what else? Meghan Markle and Harry Windsor's interview. Obviously, y'all know who they are, and if you don't,
Fuck you.
fuck you. I guess you're just not paying. That's gross. I just got.
Oh, grim.
Yeah. If you don't know who they are, it's kind of interesting. I don't know what you.
So what happened was, for all those silly buggers who don't know what the hell happened.
Explain it. Explain what happened.
So ever since the dawn of the marriage, Meghan Markle has felt very... Meghan Markle has felt very not at home within the royal family, and she claims to have been treated very poorly, which, you know, I'm not very surprised because, you know...
But this is what...
There's always going to be some American...
of course. And then it
rivalry.
also gets put down to the fact that she's black, so then that's what the media portrays as... And undoubtedly, the royal family is probably very racist. Well, when I say very racist, I mean they're a family that has a history of incest and purity and...
It's weird.
You know, so of course they're going to... I mean, this is like, oh, hang on, I'm going to play just a little tiny section. You don't need to see it. It's just the audio of the Oprah interview. And you'll understand what I'm saying. It's just like, well, no shit that they're freaking racist. And
Meghan was saying that like the Queen actually was quite nice, but it was who's her son again?
Charles, yeah.
Prince Charles. Was
It's just, you know, the
like
royal family's been having a bad rap, you know, between Prince Andrew and Harvey Weinstein, that interview, which was 2019, shit show, and now this stuff, shit show.
I reckon after the Queen dies, they're probably going to abolish the monarchy.
I don't think they'll...
Yeah, I think they will. Because the Queen...
there's still...
The whole aspect of monarchy is like, you know, people like the Queen because she's been there since the 50s.
Since...
The 50s.
Bro, I watched The Crown. I should know this, bro.
Since the 50s.
Yeah, anyway. Hang on, let me just play this little clip from the interview. Because I think it's funny. It's just like, well, obviously...
So I feel like once there's a new monarch, all the...
Well, once it's Charles for like
the
5 minutes and then he'll die again because he's like 70.
But I feel like all the prestige will slowly like die out.
Well...
I mean, like, why... I mean, when you rationally think about it, why do you want just some state head there?
Well, it used to have meaning. It used to be... They used to rule the country. But the thing is...
I know, it's just symbolic now. Like, why do you need it?
Well, because there's still plenty of people that love... Like, my granny is English, and she loves the royal family. Big royalist. Loves the Queen, right? Loves the royal family. She was so upset about the interview, you know? So there's still plenty of people that just love the royal family. Who knows why? But it's people do. Anyway, let me just play...
Well, I feel like they love the Queen, but I'm not sure if it's going to go past any
trickle down. Well, what's going to happen inevitably in the next year?
And especially after this racism claims.
Well,
it's not looking good for Charles.
Anyway, just listen to this.
Concerns and conversations about how dark his skin might be when he's born.
What?
And
it's just like...
No one can deliver a what like Oprah Winfrey.
I know, it's just funny because it's...
What?
I love it's the pause. It's like, concerns about the color of his skin, and then it's like...
What? What did you say?
What? It's like, I just think it's kind of like... Obviously, you know, it's on TV. They're doing it for shock value. It's like, bro, because everyone loves... As I saw a headline, the Queen versus the Queen of television. So it's kind of like, you know... But I do think that the idea that, wait, you reckon the royal family is a little bit racist is kind of...
What?
It's kind of like...
What did you say?
I think it's just not really a revelation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, good on Meghan and Harry for moving to...
Yeah. And the other thing
Yeah,
is,
yeah,
Harry's not even royal. because his dad is not Prince Charles, bro.
Is that proven or is that just a rumor?
Of course it's not biologically proven, but like the whole thing about being a redhead is biological. You have to have someone. No one in the royal family, other than Harry, is a redhead. But Princess Diana's horse trainer. Let me just find his name real quick.
Ooh, the horse trainer.
Yeah, you know. And the thing is with Meghan Markle, it was the same deal with Diana. Like they sort of eventually they liked her at the start because the whole thing, right? With the reason that Diana married Charles is because Charles wasn't allowed to marry Camilla because she was she was involved with with whatever Parker Bowles, because that's not her maiden name. And they weren't allowed to get married, and Charles always wanted to, but the royal family said no. There was some stuff I can't really remember. Anyway, so then he met Diana and sort of liked her, and the royal family was like, she's great, let's do it. So then, but
they didn't go anywhere.
It just didn't. What's his name? James Hewitt.
Who is James Hewitt?
Oh, apparently James Hewitt has responded to rumours that he's Prince Harry's dad. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped down as senior members of the royal family. Oh, this is an old article. Blah, 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 blah. Although they cut ties with the royal family to protect their privacy, the couple have been at the centre of a number of headlines. No, okay, we just want.
Yeah.
Princess Diana and James Hewitt famously had an affair in the 90s, and ever since it was public, many people have suggested that James is Prince Harry's real father. Although Harry was born in 1984 and the affair was said to have taken place years later, it hasn't stopped the speculation. Anyway, there you go. Apparently, James is saying that he's definitely not Harry's father, but the rumors will never. The rumors will never. Yeah, what? The rumors will never die. You know
what?
Yeah. Anyway, I just think it's like, who cares? They're just a family.
Yeah,
they're a
whatever.
bit. They're a bit cool.
Why is it our business? Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Who
But
gives
you're
a
probably
shit?
right. When the Queen dies, I think there'll be a change. I mean, when the Queen dies, I wonder if Australia will just become a I can't
Right,
talk.
right,
You know what I'm trying...
I think there'd be more room for it to become a republic.
That's what I was trying to
There's
say.
always going to be some royal loyalists.
Yeah, but, you know, WA probably doesn't care. I mean, they're all voting Labor. So... Fuck yeah! But you can still... That's a stupid thing to say. You could still definitely be a Labor supporter and be a royalist.
I think a lot are,
Yeah.
especially the older ones.
We should talk about our puppets.
Okay. So, for drama, we were doing the
Resistible Rise of a Turo-
which is a play by Bertolt Brecht, which is about the rise of Hitler, but it's set in 1940 Chicago with gangsters with different names, and it's about a cauliflower vegetable business.
But it's directly, obviously based on Hitler. Recent versions of it that have been done have made links to like Trump. So a Turoi has looked like Trump, but traditionally it's Hitler. Anyway, we part of our thing for drama was that we had to like do it in a presentational
way.
in a non-realistic. So we couldn't just act out the scene like two dudes having a conversation. We had to
put a twist on it.
So
we were
sitting there.
physical or I don't know.
So we had to do it on Friday.
And we kept doing it normally.
A week before, we were sitting there it was last Friday, so not the Friday that just passed, the one before that, we were sitting in drama class going,
What do we do?
It's really not very presentational at all.
We called our teacher over and we just discussed it with him. And I said, what if we do sock puppets? And Daniel piped up.
I was like, no. Let's make like Muppets. You know, like big. I might put a photo on the screen as well. I don't know.
And I thought it would take too much time, and it did, but we did it.
It did, but we did it. And the other thing we did was also we made this like, because it was 40s gangsters in Chicago. If you're familiar with the Smooth Criminal music video, that's like the theme. It's like a 40s gangsters thing.
Pinstripe suits, fedoras.
So what we did is we had puppets in our whole scene. I'll explain how we use them in a sec. And then at the very end, it faded to black. And this video that we filmed was us doing. It took us quite a while to learn the dance.
A few hours on Monday
to learn. It's only about a minute long, this clip, but it's us dancing, doing Smooth Criminal, and it was intercut with footage of like Hitler and Nazis and stuff. And it was because like the whole thing is satire. It's
we're not
we're not Nazis.
We're not Nazis.
But it's funny because we posted the video on our I think we've talked about it for us and our friends Oscar and Benny T, who we had on. It was episode 35. We have an Instagram account together called Chadwicks, and we just post funny videos that we make together. And we posted that one. But obviously there's people that don't go to our school. They're all friends. There's only about 50 followers on the account. But there's people that don't go to our school and didn't know. And there's just this video of us dancing with like Nazi propaganda all over it. And they were like, guys,
Bro.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Texting us what is going on.
Yeah, so it was pretty funny. So we put a disclaimer on the bottom of the video. Anyway, so the way we used the puppets was that one of the puppets
So I held his character and he held mine.
one of the puppets was me,
Whilst
one of the puppets was
while we
Seb.
dressed up as each other's puppets. And whenever Dan would talk, I would move mine and vice versa.
And so we
And
had...
then I was Dan's was talking to me, but I was looking at the puppet doing this when he was talking.
And so we had the set split up in 2 times. It was just a table and 2 chairs, but it was on both sides of the stage. So
It's like a mirror image kind of thing.
Yeah, so like on the 2 chairs, I would sit in one chair, Seb would sit in the other, but on the other side of the stage. And Seb would hold the puppet in front of the chair I was sitting on the other side of the stage, and I would vice versa. So it was
I reckon the way we performed it wasn't that much unrealistic. It was more like the
design
design and
our acting wasn't, but no one else's it's not like they started doing weird talking or anything. It was just...
It was more physical.
Yeah, but I think what we did was cool and everyone liked it. So,
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. It has been a very busy week though, It's just lots going on, and it's just been hectic.
Our friend Jada turned 17.
Yeah,
She was on the podcast.
Jada was on the pod. I don't know what episode it was last season.
She had a fun little shindig 2 nights ago.
Yeah, that was really good fun.
And we also, that same night, we went to see a play called The Cherry Orchard, which is a Chekhov play from...
oh, yeah. We do have to talk about this. Thanks for bringing it up. I forgot.
From the early 20th century.
Which Seb's mum is in.
Play. And the Black Swan State Theatre Company.
Are you trying to dodge the fact that your mum was in it?
No, I'm dodging that.
Are you getting there?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're just explaining it for all our listeners and our viewers. It's about this estate that some people want to like auction off or build like apartments on, and then it's all about...
It's a cherry orchard, obviously.
Yeah, it's a big estate with a big cherry orchard there.
But like the cherry orchard, I'm pretty sure the whole thing was a cherry orchard hasn't been... Maybe we should just get your mum to come and explain it.
In a tick.
Okay.
But they adapted the State Theatre Company, and with the help of some people over east, adapted the Cherry Orchard play to be set in 1980s Manjimup down south of WA.
Which was great.
Which is known for having cherry orchards.
I thought it was great. And I'm not just saying that because your mum was in it. I honestly loved the show, and I thought it was done really good.
There were some things I wasn't too sure about, which was like the additions to the script and stuff like that.
Okay.
I felt like there was some little details.
There was some little additions Seb definitely didn't like.
No, not just that scene, but like also other things.
Okay.
Like there was some weird backstories that they tried to expand upon very briefly, but because it's not in the original text, they didn't really go back to it.
Oh, okay.
And I thought that was a bit weird.
Well, I just loved... So it was 4 acts and they were all kind of varying.
And also because they did change the context of it, it was very...
The Russian names were a bit...
No, not the Russian... I didn't have a problem with the Russian names. It was more the fact that, like, I didn't know the relationships between some characters. Like, there were some people who were just there. I had to get Mum to explain it to me after, because they mention it very briefly at the start, but they never really...
Yeah. That's what I didn't understand the relation of your mum's character and Kieran. That's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the family at first. But they're just
kind of
so I feel like your mum should come and explain this.
Oi, Mum.
Michelle, do you want to come and explain the play? Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to feature. I think it's
first time Mum's been.
I think it's better if you explain it. Come sit here and I'll just...
Oh, well, this is my mum.
Hi. Hello, Sebastian.
You might want to get a bit closer to the mic.
Hello, Sebastian and Daniel. Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. Would you like to explain, in brief words, the play you were in and explain your character?
Okay, so the play is The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov. It was readapted by...
We talked about the adaptation.
Oh, you've talked about the adaptation. So 2 local actor-writers adapted it to 1989 really, Manjimup. So it actually focuses on the political situation that was happening at the time, and there was definitely things going on.
It was the rise of communism in Russia, wasn't it?
Well, the original, but this adaptation talks about what was happening politically in the 80s in Australia. And there was lots of sort of marches for the Indigenous rights at that time, and at the same time it was I think it was the Australia Cup. There was lots of sort of things. Oh, the bicentennial, was coming up and all of that sort of stuff. And so it was sort of about that difference between the very, very rich and how they portrayed the fact that they weren't, by any way racist, but what they didn't understand was their white privilege and how that affects the Indigenous community.
Yeah.
So that was sort of the premise of what was going on in that scene. And down by the river, sometimes in that act, there's party boats happening at the same time. And that's quite pertinent because we have to deal with the elements that are happening in the area.
Oh, so is part of it? Sorry, I'm just standing in the back here
because
now, guys, with the third mic.
The set was, for people who haven't seen it, it was divided into 4 parts, the entire play, and each part was in a different location.
Correct. So the first act is in a great hall, which represents the dilapidated house that Ranovskaya has come back to, that she's attached to, but it's sort of falling apart around her, but she's attached to the memory and the history.
Ranovskaya's the main character.
Ranovskaya's the main character. And then we move out to down by the river for the barbecue, and when we're at the river, of course, we've got to deal with the elements. So there's sometimes wind, rain, and things happening on the river. There's birds chirping.
Is part of it like ad-libbing, and do you have to...
We have to ad-lib at the very beginning of Act 2.
Oh, yeah, because I saw that. Yeah, that was all.
Because we were sort of waiting for other people to come down
And
and stuff to start.
Would you like to explain to Dan the relationship of your character and Kieran's character to Ranovskaya?
Okay, in the original version of the play, Charlotta, which is the character I play, is the governess of Anya, the biological daughter of Ranovskaya. And Yasha is the servant. So he's a servant in the house.
Right.
In this adaptation, young girls don't have governesses.
No.
So we had to come up with another idea of why Charlotta is in the piece, and she had to be in the piece because she's in the original.
Yeah.
And Yasha. So Yasha can still be a servant as such, but what we decided was that Ranovskaya has brought back an entourage of a couple of extra people.
Right.
So in the world that she was living in, there was lots of parties, there was the rock scene, there was all of that sort of stuff, opulence in that world that she was
So it's just some
partying.
random girl that
So what happened?
befriended the main girl.
Yeah, so Charlotta is she's an outcast. She's been attached to the circus world, to the music world of that era, and she's connected with Ranovskaya in Melbourne. And they've had a relationship, okay? And then she's brought her with her as like a little party thing to come with her, and Yasha has come as well. So what Charlotta represents is someone who doesn't have a family to pin herself down to because she was basically orphaned as a child. Her parents died, and she got taken in by a German woman, and then she's sort of off, probably at 15, doing her own thing. But she's always searching for somewhere to put her stamp, and what she feels is Ranovskaya represents, because she's all very loving and welcoming and all of that sort of stuff, she represents someone she can sort of put a stamp with. So when she goes to the Cherry Orchard, she thinks she's staying.
Okay.
And she still has that physical connection to Ranovskaya. But when everything falls apart, Ranovskaya decides she's not taking them with her. She's just going off doing.
Yeah. And
I would have preferred a bit more expand, because you have all this character backstory because you've been developing it for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
But we only got like a little taste of how your character feels.
yeah, see, that's what I thought was like.
Like we wouldn't have guessed a lot of the stuff that you just said.
No, of course.
And maybe that's the loss in the adaptation. Like if she was because I felt like all the characters already knew you and Yasha.
Yeah, sure. Well, in the first act they don't because we've just arrived.
Yeah.
But once you go to the second
But
act,
they never really
it's
ask.
a few weeks later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've gotten to know.
Yeah, but
her.
they never really, like at the start, they never really ask anything about you. You just kind of pop around.
But in the original adaptation, in the original Chekhov.
Well,
play,
of course they already
the
know who you
children,
are.
But she's a mystery anyway. Charlotta is a mystery.
Yeah.
She doesn't have very many lines. She carries a gun. You can't have that
you
in
can't
her
have that
current thing. So I carry a dog.
A dog.
And the dog does tricks. She's always been a mystery. She's always been a trickster.
Well, I really liked your character. I thought
Thank you,
it
Daniel.
was
She's always been a trickster. So she does party tricks, and she's always been someone who doesn't fit in and is a loner.
Yep.
But she doesn't say very much.
Yep. But there is
they can't sort of make her a bigger character.
I know. But there is a fine line between being a mystery and just not knowing why someone's there at all.
I think
or
part
getting
of the
or
problem,
only getting very, very like little bits of
information. I think part of the problem, which I spoke to you earlier on today about, was the fact that you struggle to hear in that hall. And if you struggle to hear...
That's true. There was a little bit,
There's lots of audio issues in that because it's a big cavernous hall that sound bounces off. If you struggle to hear, you might have missed little bits of information that would have informed stuff. And I think that's probably where things may have fallen down for you.
And in Act 2, when you're talking to, I can't remember the character's name, the really tall guy.
Yeah. Fears. Which is
No. No, you are talking to Fear. Sorry,
the one with
played by George Shetsov.
He's great.
Yeah,
he was great. You drop your accent for a bit. Is that because she just putting it on because it's just like part of her?
So what we decided was that the German accent is like a mask. It's her act.
Okay. In the original, is she German?
Yes.
And that stays like that in the original.
Yes.
Yeah, and that
But
would
it's
make
set
more
in
sense
Russia.
because so it makes more sense if she's European and German. And
That's right. Yeah. So we decided. Well, I decided to keep the German accent, but when she gets emotion, it's her armor and it's her act. She has this big act.
Yeah.
So when she gets emotional, she drops the accent.
Right.
And that's when she let it drop, and George, as in Fears, sees that, and it's a secret between them two. But what it does, hopefully for the audience, is see Charlotta in a different way
Well, that's what I thought.
going forward. So they then understand that this is someone who's having to put on a mask in order to protect herself from something. Yeah. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
It does.
Well,
He's still
still processing. I mean, I thought the show was great. Like, I genuinely enjoyed all of it.
Likewise, I had a good time.
Sorry, that was the camera's half an hour record limit. Yeah, I genuinely enjoyed the show, and I loved the moving around and doing that because it felt very immersive.
It's more like an experience.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Also because of the length of it as well. It just kind of encapsulated
How long is it?
in this world.
Runs it's like 2.5, almost 3 hours.
Well, each act is only about half an hour.
Yeah, so it's
So the performance time is about 2 hours. There's 4 acts, but then you've got the moving time and a half-hour interval for people to have something.
So what's
to
the
eat.
actual duration of the show in
the original?
the play's time? Not as in
Was it longer or shorter?
This is shorter, I think.
Oh God.
Not sure. Maybe around the same time.
But
But there's lots of dancing in this one, and lots of sort of longer pieces of music, which makes it slightly longer. Like maybe didn't necessarily have to have all that sort of dancing. And the dancing is sort of fairly free form. It's not choreographed necessarily.
Oh, really? So there's not much
Well, within that, we know where we're supposed to be.
in there. Yeah.
And of course, you can dance like how you think her character would dance.
That's right. We dance how a character would dance, and that dance in Act 3 has grown, particularly with Fears's character. He does some very comic sort of stuff with the wine bottles and pouring of champagne and stuff like that. So that's sort of grown along the way.
Yeah.
And there were little bits that were sort of locked in for where we needed to be, but basically we're just sort of free-forming. And that happens pretty much in the dance in Act 1 as well between Rani and her brother.
And on that note,
Dieth.
On that note, thank you, Michelle.
You're very welcome.
It's been
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
for having me.
That's all right.
I shall
That's all
move
right.
on.
would you like to introduce Just Drinking?
Oh, yeah, good idea. Introduce Just Drinking.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to have Just Drinking.
Just Drinking.
That was,
Now do it.
yeah, Just Drinking.
Just Drinking with Dan and Seb.
Yeah, baby. Today we're joined by Mr. Basil Kiwi. Basil Seed
Mr. Basil London Juice Company, baby.
Drink. So
Basil Seed Drink.
this is a really interesting looking. Just honestly, like if you're not watching the podcast, I seriously go on the YouTube channel.
Besides, like, telling you what it is, there's not much other, like,
I know, but I just don't think it
description.
needs it. Like, but seriously, if you're not watching, go on the YouTube channel right now, subscribe if you haven't already done that, and then have a look at this drink. Is very interesting. It's like it's just
Ingredients: water, kiwi juice, basil seed, sugar, acid, citric, thickening agent.
yeah, it looks quite
Oh.
thick. Like it looks. I just crack it open. I reckon
All right.
it's in a glass bottle.
Oh shit! It's very hard to open.
Oh, smells a bit sour.
What the hell?
It's got a strong kiwi flavour.
Why can't I? Boss man, can you try?
Are you for real? You're just weak.
Bro, shut up.
All right, let's. Wow. Oh, that is a very interesting smell.
Ooh.
That is a very
Scary.
That is odd.
Are there any artificial colours and flavours?
Probably. We're just gonna quickly take our photo for the. All right. Give it a taste. Oh,
I mean,
it tastes like kiwi fruit blended up.
yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Thanks, London Juice Company.
Wow, you're really not that excited about it. That was really interesting.
Nah. Whatever. It's kind of a whatever drink.
It gives off the vibes of aloe vera. No, you kidding? I really like it. Sip more. Sip more.
It's all artificial colour and
Sip more,
flavour.
boss man. Sip more. I like it.
Yeah, it's alright.
God, you're so unmotivated about this. It's crazy.
No, it's just, I don't know. It's weird.
It gives off the texture's like aloe vera with those little bits in, because it's got like seeds from the kiwi fruit and they're a bit like slimy, so it probably doesn't sound nice when I'm talking about the drink. But it's like if you like aloe vera drink, it's like that
Yeah.
kind of. I like it. Are you kidding? I think it's really good.
Where did you find this?
IGA. I cannot tell you when I've had a kiwi fruit drink ever. In fact, like basically I can't think of anything that has kiwi fruit in it.
It's definitely new. I wouldn't buy this, like, just off my own accord.
I guess, but that's a lot of the drinks we try. But it's interesting. Like it's not bad. I'm giving it an 8.
An 8?
Well, it's just good. Like I probably won't drink it that much, but it doesn't. I don't feel. It's like what's an example of something that I'd rate highly but wouldn't drink much? Like I wouldn't drink. I don't know. It's like energy drinks. I kind of don't. I don't drink lots of them, but I still like Red Bull and I like V.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'd rate them like an 8 on the taste scale.
Okay.
But I don't drink them a lot. There's other things I pick before an energy drink generally. So I'm giving this an 8 because it tastes really nice. It looks really cool, I think. And yeah, but I just probably won't drink it that much. Also, I've never seen it before except for this one IGA I was at today.
Giving it a 6.
Really?
Yeah, man.
It's kind of depressing.
Yeah, it's kind of a whatever kind of drink.
I can't believe you're saying that. You're finishing it though. Yeah, you've actually drunk more than me. All right, just drinking.
Right.
Oh what?
Lots of seeds. Just
Yeah,
drinking.
Lots of seeds at the bottom. Just drinking.
Interesting thing.
Interesting thing.
Avatar's become the highest grossing film again.
I already told. Did I not say this already?
No, you just told me earlier. You didn't tell me.
Oh, did I not bring it up?
No.
I just told Seb before we started recording. I swear we already talked about it. But Avatar
We didn't.
has become the highest grossing film again in the world because Disney / 20th Century Fox, but Disney owns 20th Century Fox now, had sort of done a re-release in Avatar in China. So that I assume it just means it does the rounds in theaters and stuff. So
For more money.
money. Look, at the end of the day, you can say that, oh, I'm so annoyed Endgame isn't the top highest grossing movie anymore, but it's all just Disney now.
It's all the same.
Um,
Companies making all the money.
Oh, they make all the money. But what's interesting...
Oh, they make all the money.
all the money.
All
So,
the money ever.
so Endgame was at 2.79 billion, if I'm correct, and now and Avatar was legit 2.78, and now it's 2.8. Avatar is at 2.8 billion. But it wouldn't shock me if soonish Disney's like, hey, we're just going to casually re-release Infinity War and Endgame back-to-back double feature.
That would be cool.
That would be... I'd go watch that at the theatre. Like
The double feature.
the Infinity feature.
Oh.
That'd be cool to watch. That'd be an experience, you know.
Pimp.
But also, you know what else I was thinking?
What else were you thinking?
I was thinking about how I think part of the power of... Because Infinity War is a better movie, but Endgame... Like, Infinity War was way more rewatchable, but Endgame was just way more like, holy shit. You know what I mean? When you watched it the first
we've
time.
already talked about this.
Yeah, I know. So
Ages
I
ago.
think part of it is because we all had to wait a year.
Mm.
It's just that build up. It's just like, you know, it's just that feeling of like the build up. So in some ways, actually, maybe a double feature of it would be like.
It's not really a build up of a year. It's build up for the last 10 years.
Yeah, I know, but just the wait between Infinity War and Endgame was pretty big and juicy. You know, big and juicy. Yeah.
Do it.
What?
Make it.
Harder, better, faster, stronger. Work it harder, make it better, do it faster. I don't know why we started doing that.
Anyway, back to puppets.
Back to puppets.
We didn't really emphasize before that we were up 3 nights in a row.
Very late.
Up till the last night we did it, which was on Thursday.
Yeah.
We stayed up till 2 a.m.
But I'd argue that you stopped working at about 11:30.
I know, because I was just...
You were fucked, yeah.
Fucked.
You were so tired. Yeah, your mum smashed out. Again, shout out to Michelle. Your mum smashed out so much of that puppet making. She saved us.
She's epic.
So I should have brought the sewing machine back today. I didn't even think about it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Anyway, yeah, it was quite the journey to make puppets, you know. Oh, and our drama teacher bought them off us. We didn't mention that.
$60 each.
$60 each.
Which is probably around how much it costs.
Well, it cost us about $50 each.
Plus labour.
Plus labour. It was $10 in labour for a good 15 hours of work, you know.
But instead of...
Just angle yourself more to the camera so people can see you better.
But instead of, paying our mummies back, we're probably just going to keep the money.
Yeah.
Because our mummies paid for helping us make it.
I know, because neither of us have jobs at the moment. Oh.
Please employ us.
Please employ us.
Or sponsor us.
You know, the potty's good fun.
Or give us money on Patreon.
Or give us money on Patreon.
Or a big kiss on the lips.
Or a big kiss on the lips.
If you want to do that, that would be very nice.
That would be great. Actually,
I'm still
that would be
waiting for that.
Still waiting for Brexit?
The sweet touch of a sponsor. Sweet touch.
The sweet touch of a sponsor.
That's the only thing I crave anymore.
Is a sponsor. There's just no purpose in life unless there's a sponsor for the potty.
We're just waiting until we get those big names back on.
You keep talking about these big names.
I want the big names on so I can get
Guys,
sponsors.
start guessing what the big names are. They live in Perth. That's all we can say.
We should do another episode where we put out the thing on the Instagram.
We should. We haven't done that in ages. We should call Jack right now.
No, he won't pick up.
Yeah, Will. It's 10 o'clock in the morning.
But he's working.
No, he doesn't start working until 11:30.
Okay, give it a whirl. Give it a whirl.
Call him Jack. Call Jack. Oh, my phone's connected.
Go on, love. Give him a call.
Jack Fact. Jack's Fact. Go Jack. Go Jack. Come on, surely. Surely he answers.
You have reached
Jack Slay. Yeah, we take the piss out of his voicemail quite well. Jack didn't answer. Oh well, sad face.
Call Connor.
Call Connor. Nah, just call Connor, I guess.
He'll have a cheeky something.
Yeah, Connor will have a cheeky fact.
He's always got a cheeky
He's always
little
got a bit of a
fact.
cheeky little fact. Connor Doyle. Connor
Dan.
Doyle.
Give us a fact. Give us a
Yeah.
fact.
You're back on the potty, Connor, because Jack didn't answer. Do you have anything?
Oh, we're on the podcast, are we?
Yeah, you're on
Yeah,
the
of
potty again.
course.
Do you have any interesting, any little
Yeah.
nuggets
Well-
of knowledge?
Well, I've got a nugget of knowledge for you. McNeil is right next to me.
Sorry.
Hello.
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 Hi, it's Josh. I just really wanted to be on the podcast.
Oh,
I just
hey,
wanted to
hey,
say
Josh.
hi.
Josh. Hi.
How you doing?
Oh, we're good. We're good. How are you?
I'm good. I just wanted to be on the podcast.
Oh,
I just
fair
wanted
enough.
to say hi.
Do you have an interesting fun fact for
Come on,
us?
just a little nugget of knowledge.
It can be about anything.
About
Anything.
no. Like about me.
No, anything.
anything at
It
all.
can be anything in the
I
world.
actually have okay, I will have a really cool story.
All right.
Yeah,
all
right.
right.
Do it.
Make it quick.
I actually met Vladimir Putin.
Are you taking the piss?
Oh no, I didn't meet him. He drove past me. It was really cool in Bali.
In Bali.
It's a really cool story.
Why was Vladimir Putin in Bali?
I feel like this is a joke.
No, it's not a joke. I'm being dead serious. Do you remember that meeting when they had that UN meeting in like 2013?
Bali?
Yeah, Connor said I'm being serious. He's being serious, boys.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Vladimir Putin drove past you.
Yeah, it was really cool. There was like all these people with guns and stuff, and we were all sitting in this bus.
Shit.
It's so cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But did you
actually-
see him, or did you just like know that he was in like a
No,
car?
well, what happened was like they didn't tell us what was going on, and all these men with like guns came out, and then there was like all these black cars went past, and we were like really confused. And then after they told us, it was quite
Hectic.
scary, but it was cool.
Fair enough. That's on a
yeah.
slightly more exciting note. You remember Colin Barnett? You know
Who?
the Colin Barnett. He was the premier before Mark McGowan.
Oh, I don't really know politics, if I'm honest.
Anyway, he was a premier for like a long time. It was like I think it was over 10 years. Anyway,
Daniel just drove past him.
I saw him the other day, and he was just walking along his street with a glass, not even a wine glass of just white wine, just walking along the street. Colin Barnett. It was pretty funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
I don't think
That's
Josh
fun.
cares.
Josh doesn't care because he doesn't know who he is.
I'm not very political, but yeah, that's cool.
I'm not very political, but
Okay.
one time Vladimir Putin drove past you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good to hear.
Everybody,
Alright.
okay, I'm going to put Connor back on.
All right.
Bye.
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 Hey, boys, have
Hey.
fun not working. Hey, boys, have fun not working for the Murdoch press.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
never.
We will.
You independent business stragglers.
Yeah, we're never
You
going to go
sauce.
anywhere, but at this rate, but yeah, it's alright.
You know, it's all right. Anyway, thanks. I mean, it wasn't really
anything
your
for
fact, Connor.
anything for media diversity, Connor.
Of course.
Oh, anything, of course.
Anything.
Anyway, boys, you enjoy your day and enjoy your
Yes.
podcast.
You know what, Connor? Maybe I will.
What?
Maybe we will
No,
enjoy our day.
not you, Seb. Not you, Seb.
Just me.
Shut up. Alright, he's gone.
He's gone. And on that note, I think we should just wrap it up here.
You think so?
I think so.
Bud,
Bud, bro,
homie.
home slice, home dog,
Thanks, guys.
king of the bros.
Yep.
Jack.
Jack.
No, not
No,
Jack. Not
no.
Jack.
Alright. Bye bye.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just bye bye.
Yeah. Well, you wanted to end it.
What about I've been Dan?
Oh,
I've been Dan.
I've been sad.
Just talking.
With Dan and Seb.
Mondays at 7.
Woo, see ya.
Bye bye.